know, part of being a follower of Jesus is that following part. You know, it's all well and good to believe in Jesus, but God invites us into a living relationship where He invites us to participate in His mission of healing the world, healing the earth. And we have a choice to be involved in that. And He wants us to be involved in that. My job as a follower of Jesus is to help other people to follow Him too, to help them learn to listen to Him and do what He says. Now, how do we do that? How do we teach them to listen? If we accept the invitation to be in His life, He's going to teach us how to learn to listen to Him. And I wanted to cross to a young adult who's learning to follow Jesus and get his opinion on how he does it. So here's Bailey James.
So for me, when it comes to trusting God, it comes down, in my opinion, to feelings. Like things that you feel that you don't normally feel. Like you feel like you need to do something, you don't know why, but you feel like you just have to do it. I get this feeling that, say, like I have to give a phone call to a friend and I don't know why, but I still call them up, and then they might say, like, I've been so down and nobody wants to like talk to me or anything like that, and I'm very happy that you called, you know. And then after that you feel like, well, I trusted this feeling that I had and I went with it. For me, when it comes to trusting God, if you trust this feeling you got just enough and go out and you do it, and then you feel like you've done something right, that's my approach to trusting God.
So as Bailey shares, there's a feeling or there's a strong sense that we have to do something. But how do you know whether that's God or whether it's something else? Because what's stopping me if I get a feeling to rage or a feeling to hurt someone? Is that really God? How do we know if it's God that's guiding us? TAHNEE Parsons got a few ideas.
So basically, God will speak to us in mysterious ways with many signs and wonders, and we have to be able to distinguish, what is this feeling that I am getting? Is this something that God will give me, or is this something that is just me being human that actually isn't God speaking to me? Because we all have that little voice in the back of our head that says all these negative things and may want us to do all these terrible things, but I don't think God would be saying that to us. So I personally think that you really got to sift through all these little thoughts that are going around your head and all these feelings that you were getting. But when God has placed something on your heart, you will know that that is what is right for you, because it will just feel so right. And that purpose that you were instilled with, like I am now instilled with, is because God has placed that in my heart. And now I'm in the community that I'm meant to be in because I'm starting to follow God.
How good is that? It's a feeling. We know that we're being guided. It gives us a feeling of peace. Well, it's also like a voice or a sense. Steph TOWSE will explain.
I think for me, he's real in my consciousness. He's there. He's the small whispers in my ear when I'm going off course. So I think as I've got older and I've become more strong in my faith, that I've learned to listen to those quiet moments, those little nudges, and to surround myself with people who have strong faith, to make sure that I have those connections with people in my life. It just keeps my faith stronger.
Now, all of these experiences, these feelings are genuinely connected into following Jesus. But what we find is when we read the Bible, so if we read like the stories of Jesus in Matthew, Mark, Luke, John in the New Testament, you actually see that God reinforces our experience today in His Word. And so when we read the Bible and we see that when Jesus shows up, He brings peace, hope, love, joy, order out of chaos, you know, that's reinforcing our experience of what it means to be following Jesus today. And as He guides us and leads us, Jesus is not going to ask us to do anything that goes against His purposes. He may ask us to be to stand up for injustice, and for standing up for someone who's experiencing injustice will mean you might make some enemies. But then we're called to love our enemies. So working that out is going to be fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video today, because God is guiding us and leading us. We would love to know. We'd love to get your feedback. How does God guide you? How do you sense God's leading in your life? Message in the comments. We'll speak to you soon. I'm Peter from the Salvation Army.